Okay, so we have the word problem. It's a distance, rate, and time word problem. And so we're going to read it through first. A house is 14 miles from the nearest hospital. If an ambulance drives at an average speed of 56 miles per hour, how long will it take to get the patient to the emergency room? So now we know what the problem is. The first thing, or what the word problem is stated as, the first thing we want to do is look at, what do they want to know? Well, they want to know how long. Okay, so now we need to add what information would we need to use to be able to find how long. So this is where the formula of distance equals rate times time, okay, comes into play. So now what we're going to do is, since we have our formula and we know what we want to find, okay, so we know that this right here is what we're going to be looking for, is the time. So we're going to fill in what we know. So going back and looking at our original words first, we find we've got 14 miles and we got 56 miles per hour. Okay, so we're going to go back to our original problem and fill in what we know. We know 14 miles, and that's a distance. Okay, so 14 miles, and that equals the rate, which is 56 miles per hour. And then, but we don't know the time, so we're going to multiply that by the time. And then what we're going to do in order to work this out is we're going to, notice I'm working with the fractions that we have here. So miles per hour, these are actually rates and conversions that you're going to be working with. And I'm putting them in right now so that you can see how they just have a tendency to fall away. Okay, so we have this, we have 14 miles equal 56 miles per hour times time. So now what I want to do is I want to get this time by itself. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to multiply this whole thing by, I'm going to do the reciprocal. So we're going to have an hour at the top and we're going to have 56 miles at the bottom. And I'm going to do that to both sides. So we have 1 hour over 56 miles. And then I'm going to put this over 1 so that we have our fractions. We can keep them comparable. And what's going to happen here is this 56 miles and the hour are going to all cancel out. And so we're going to be left with t on that one side. And then on the other side, we have our miles cancel out, and we're left with an hour. So we're left with 14 times an hour over 56. Okay, so the miles have canceled out, and we're left with an hour. So what that's saying is, let me write this a little bit differently here. What's that saying is that this is times an hour. And the 14 over 156 reduces to 1/4 of an hour. Okay, so that's the amount of time it's going to take for them to get from the house to the emergency room is 1/4 of an hour. Now you can reduce that to minutes, right? By taking and making this hour into 60 minutes. So we have 1/4 times 60 minutes over 1. And so the 4 will go into itself once, and it goes into 60, 15. So you wind up with a final answer of the t equals 15 minutes.